let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, welcome to a special playoff edition of the Sully Squad. We are getting down to business here. Philadelphia Eagles are the 3 seed. I think a lot of us, not surprised that they rested the starters, but second worst case scenario, because worst case scenario would have been a starter to play and then somebody to get hurt. But the fact the Eagles had a chance, Eagles played Tanner McKee, all the backups, and Detroit did us a solid and beat the Bears, but unfortunately the Eagles couldn't take care of business. So a lot of talk on the radio today, rest versus, was it smart to rest the guys? Should they have gone for the 2? So we'll get a little bit into that. We got the Flyers playing really good hockey. Flyers had a huge win in Edmonton this past weekend, 3-2 road trip. And the Philadelphia 76ers playing really good. Philadelphia 76ers with also a 3-2 road trip, with 3 consecutive wins, one in Memphis, one in Dallas, and one in New York. And Tyrese Maxey was player of the week. So we got lots and lots to get into here. I got my usual cast minus my man Diego. I got Sean in the middle. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
What's up, fellas? Chilling. Just pissed off about that whole season finale loss, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, and then right next to Sean, I got my man Jeff. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, bro?
Hanging in there.
Whoops.
I got 2 teams got kind of a win-win situation going on here. Got Seattle as the number 1 seed and the Eagles number 3.
Oh, there we go. I like that. There we go. I was trying to find the right John here. Yeah, I hear you. Well, looking now, let's look at the way these playoffs are here. I mean, the Eagles with the 3 seed, you got San Francisco coming to town. You got, so of course, Seattle with the bye, and then you got Green Bay going to Chicago. That's my biggest thing, I gotta hang on, let me get a couple of these comments here. Michael Papernick Jr. says, yo, fellas, what's up, Mike? How you doing? He said Sirianni blew the 2nd seed for his team. Yeah. I mean, that's the sentiment from a lot of people. And, I know I'm disappointed because if you look, yeah, here's another one here. Mike Papernick says, I saw a lot of starters playing in other playoff teams this weekend, but not our Eagles. Yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence played. Houston played their guys for a little bit. What was it? New England played Drake May for a little bit, so and now, going forward here, the road to the Super Bowl is a lot harder because, it's almost a guarantee the Eagles are going to have to win at least 1, maybe 2 games on the road. Because if you beat San Francisco and everything goes to chalk, you got to go to Chicago. It would have been nice to have them come here. Now, if Green Bay beats Chicago, okay, you get the 2 home games, but you'd have to host probably the Rams here in round 2.
They suck.
Well, okay, I got you there, but I don't see Green Bay. If Green Bay beats Chicago, I don't see Green Bay winning 2 in a row on the road. So which means, so if Green Bay beats the Bears, okay, yeah, we get the first 2 at home, but then we got to go to Seattle and beat and win in Seattle. So, it's definitely a harder road. Jeff, what's your perspective? How big was that loss yesterday?
I don't think it was that big. I think out of all the teams, I'm not going to be a homer on this. Obviously, Seattle's a strong team. I think the Eagles are the second strongest team. The Rams are up and down. We beat the Rams. The Rams are up and down. The Bears are all over the place. You don't know whether they're going to win. Why didn't they win? They should have won.
True.
Who else we got in there?
Your backup.
The Panthers are in there. You never know the Panthers can sneak through, but they're not a real tough team. I don't think the Niners are a tough team. Our defense is going to have Purdy on his back again, and he's going to be seeing what he saw last time when we heard him last year. Yeah. I don't think the teams are as strong as the Rams were the one that I was kind of more worried about, along with Seattle. The Rams have looked like shit lately.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even yesterday, the Rams played their starters. I mean, they were, up until the end, they pulled away in the end versus Arizona, but they, that game was like nip and tuck for a little while there.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually agree with Adam Popple here. Adam Popple says if the play calling was better, they win with the backups anyway. Bigsby only had like 16 carries and averaged 4.7 yards a carry. His last carry was in the third quarter. That was my biggest concern. That was my biggest criticism.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Just like Eddie said, we should have ran the ball, and it would have made everything easier. And also, put Patula's ass in the booth so that dumb ass can see everything on the field. I don't get what his problem is of running, passing. He just doesn't get it. It proves he sucks as an offensive coordinator.
Well, you saw or heard about the interview, and you saw it on TV when he said, "Well, sometimes we just run plays to run."
Yeah.
What? We just run to run. There's no rhyme or reason behind it. We just run to run. We're a running team.
What I didn't understand is the one drive you had. They had what? Third and one. Third and one. You're in a game that if you win, you have a chance to be the 2 seed. Detroit's already up on Chicago. You got third and one. Why not just run the damn ball? Get the first down. Even if you quarterback sneak. I mean, Tanner McKee's like 6'5". You don't have to necessarily do the tush push, but do two quarterback sneaks. Get that first down, get the touchdown, move on. Instead they throw the ball twice. We don't score, and then you fast forward. They have another drive in the red zone, and then dumbass Cooper gets the stupid 20. Which, by the way, I think that's a bullshit. It's a bullshit rule.
That wasn't taunting. He got up, Joey, and anybody can agree.
And they spun the
ball down.
Yeah.
He didn't go like this.
Nope.
He didn't move any. He just put the ball down just like anybody would.
He spun the ball. Yeah, that's it.
Move on from it.
I'm sick of like that.
Holding calls. There was both ways. I'm not going to be one-sided, but the refs got to do a better job.
It's like the ref is going to turn to the player. The refs turn into the player and say, "Don't hurt his feelings." I mean, give me a freaking break. This is football.
Just like Joyner said on his podcast, like I said to Joey, these guys were saying comments. He's like, if you played the game, you understand what went on with the game yesterday and this and that. If you don't comment. Leave my name out.
Nope.
Yeah,
and I hate to tell you this, Philadelphia, but Tanner McKee is not our answer for the future. He can't run. He's not mobile at all. And we need a mobile quarterback in this type of offense. So bye, Tanner. Sorry, but he's not our backup quarterback.
Well, I think he's a backup quarterback. I just don't know if he's the starter.
He's just not the guy. Everybody was whining and complaining about Hurts and blah blah blah. Not right. No, he's not our backup answer.
Well, you got your taste and your look of him, and now you can judge him from here on out.
Yep. It's just. I'm not.
What Joey said, and he can throw the ball. He's mobile, but kind of immobile.
He's not a scrambler. He's dead foot. He's not a. That's the thing I say. We need a scrambler. We need somebody because we can open up holes, and we're used to that. We can't have a guy that's just just constantly throwing the ball and not. I mean, he could have ran for some. That one whole side of the field was open, and he's so slow.
I'll tell you what. If the Cowboys let Milton go, pick his ass up.
Yeah, and in all fair, I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm with. I mean, I was going to say though, in all fairness, I mean, because I agree with you, Jeff, as far as like, you know, the people that were saying Tanner McKee, like, oh, put McKee, you know, play McKee, he's better than Hurts, all this stuff. I mean, that was the outlandish. But the only thing I'll say in McKee's, in all fairness, though, I mean, he wasn't exactly out there. He was out there with the backup offensive line. He was getting pressured all game.
Very good. Yeah.
You know, you know, I don't think we can fully. And don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of this football team, but I'm saying, like, I don't think we could get a total fair judgment of McKee just because he wasn't out there with the offensive line. He was, you know, the start of the game, he was out there with Devontae Smith, and he had 2 nice passes to Devontae. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like he's out there with the start.
The first half was fine, but the thing I didn't see was he can't scramble.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you there.
That's the only thing I'm saying. He's dead foot. When you come and you're coming in, you got these guys coming in. He's not going to run around in circles and do all those little tricks things that quarterbacks do. He does not have fleet of foot. That's the thing that worries me.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, everybody's saying Mike Kaepernick says Tanner McKee will be traded in the offseason. The only thing is, though, I mean, yesterday might have hurt his trade value a little bit.
I agree. I think they were showcasing him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depend on how the draft goes with quarterbacks. I mean, because if you think about it, you know, if the Jets get a quarterback in the draft, if the Raiders get a quarterback in the draft, you know, New Orleans, people were saying New Orleans was a possibility. Well, the kid in New Orleans has looked pretty good mostly.
Yeah,
you know,
shall we? You're right.
So, you know, so I'm sitting here wondering, well, where, like, in other words, like, it takes 2 to tango. Like, where would, you know, who's going to be looking for Tanner McKee? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what team out there is looking for him. You know,
the Browns bring in like 14 quarterbacks. I forgot what they want to do.
I totally agree with this comment. T-Rex 1888 says Patullo set McKee up to fail with calling 40 pass plays, needed more run plays called. Yeah, we touched on that earlier with Bigsby. I mean, Bigsby doesn't touch the ball after the third quarter. Eddie Prather says Dallas would be a spot for McKee. I don't see the Eagles and Dallas doing business though.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you never know.
Why would you want to trade in the division? But you never know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The Eagles feel of McKee, or really feel of McKee, whether he's
exactly. I mean, if Howie Roseman's comfortable, I mean, Eddie, if I'm you as a Dallas fan, if Howie Roseman's willing to trade him in the division, then I'm kind of like, well, can Tanner McKee play at all? You know what I'm saying? Because that wouldn't be a move that would make sense to me. You know?
Yep, that's not his style.
No.
But yeah, I mean, yesterday's game, I'll tell you another takeaway from yesterday's game. Boy, I'll tell you, if any of our defensive backs get hurt, we are fucked. I mean, Keely Ringo and Torian Bennett and even Nick Williams, like, those motherfuckers shouldn't even see the field, bro. I mean, that was like that was some of the worst defensive back play I think I've ever fucking seen.
Keely Ringo with Josh Johnson's quarterback scramble made me sick.
That was just
Like, really? It's like high school, or excuse me, pound ball shit. Like, really?
Yo, to all us old heads out there, and any old heads out there, fucking Ringo and Bennett made Izell Jenkins look like Deion Sanders. I mean, straight up, dude. You know, like, remember everybody used to call Izell Jenkins Toast Jenkins? I'll tell you what, though. Izell Jenkins was a much better player than these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Jenkins.
You also got to remember, though, this is the one big thing. I mean, yes, these two do suck. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But back in the day when you had Izzo and all that, the rules were totally different. You can actually touch the freaking guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, now you can't even breathe on him. God forbid.
Yeah, but I hear you on that. But those interference, I mean, they were
blatant.
I mean, those guys, like the refs had to call that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were like fucking straight tackling the dude. You know what I mean?
If they had a penalty for stupidity, they would have gotten called for that too.
Jacorian Bennett was playing so handsy with McLaurin.
Yes.
It was as a guy who played in the secondary, mind-boggling. Like,
I know.
Like, are you shitting me? And at one point, it was awesome to see, like, Reed's like, I'm going out. And Sirianni, or I think the D-back coach was like, nah, stay here. I think deep down inside,
Jordan Davis kept wanting to come back in. Did you notice that? Jordan Davis kept wanting to come back in, and what's his face wouldn't let him back in the game.
His D-line coach?
No, what do you call it? He went over to Sirianni. Sirianni shook him out. Shook him off and pushed him back.
You Sirianni.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, Sean, I hope your boy, the White Gorilla, I hope he gets in the weight room this fucking offseason, man, because here's a thought, like going forward, I mean, it's a shame because you look at Eagles defensive line, you got no, but I'm saying you got to make a decision on Jalen Phillips. You got Nolan Smith's entering his third year next year. Jalix Hunt is a fucking stud, right? Then you got Jordan Davis. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay Carter. And Ajomo's had a hell of a year. Well, you're not going to be able to keep all these guys. I really like the kid Ajomo, but I keeping it 100. Ajomo's probably. I think he's signed through next year. Ajomo might pull you might just have to
he's
need
that
that
Williams candidate.
I was gonna say we need that kid, the what's his name, Robinson, the White Gorilla.
Robinson, the Vanilla Gorilla.
Vanilla Gorilla, yeah, he needs to get in there, lift some fucking weights, and hopefully make a jump next year because they're not going to be able to keep everybody. So odds are we're probably going to lose a Jomo after next year. You know what I mean? So we're going to need one of these young guys to step up.
It's a revolving door, like we said, Joey, and
that's why it's tough to repeat.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You're absolutely right. And then on the other side of the ball, I like the kid Williams' tenacity, getting in Darren Payne's face saying, you ain't going to bully me. And Kendall, like my buddy Maurice brought up. I mean, if they can get their shit together, then we got a solid backup, or maybe heir apparent and Landon. But other than that, like we said, we got to draft O-line. I want to, like you said, Joey, cornerback too. You need a staple corner across from Quinyon. And Quinyon Mitchell balled out this season.
I apologize, Ed, but I don't agree with that. Carter's the one who sets up Phillips and Davis in the first place.
Yeah, well, he's saying if Carter wants 40, that is an interesting. Or I mean, see, here's the thing. First off, they're going to sign Jalen Carter. So let's.
He's
okay. Yep. But it is an interesting question though, because if you do pay Jalen Carter $40 million a year, then you're going to lose either a Nolan Smith, or you're going to lose probably two. All right, let's think about this. If you pay Jalen Carter and you pay Jordan Davis, you're only gonna probably be able to pay one of Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith, Jalen Phillips, or Ajomo. You're probably only going to be able to keep one of them guys. Maybe
I would keep Jalix Hunt.
Jalix Hunt, just like you said, Joey. He stays. I hate to say it, the other guys are going to do like a Josh Sweat. Do you blame? No, they want the money.
Yeah,
and it is what it is. But Jalen Smith, I'm
with T-Rex. I'm with T-Rex. I think the Eagles invest heavily O-line. But you look at these are questions for the offseason, but we might as well get into it a little bit here. Like O-line, I think one good thing is the Eagles have three of the first 68 picks, I think, or something like that. Because I think we have
4 rounds, Joey.
Yeah, because we have our pick. Then we got our second round pick, and then we have the Jets pick at 68. Plus, what we have, I think 4 of the top 90 or something.
Here's my question here on the O-line. So it looks like Becton is not going to be playing there. He doesn't want to play there anymore.
He's
They
coming
sat
back.
his ass down. Do you think we get him back? Because he wants to come
would.
back. He's been already saying he wants to come back, that he made a stupid mistake and he doesn't feel comfortable. And hey, there's a guy that worked on the offensive line within our thing, and Fangio, changed him.
No ill will. Open arms. Bring him back. Better than Steen. You don't got to see his ass looking behind to hurt. What do I got to do? We saw how the O-line struggled with him missing. Like you said, he did some boneheaded move of getting the money and going to the Chargers. Open arms. Come on back.
Yeah.
And still drafting O-lineman, especially guard for Lane Johnson.
Sure. I mean, he might have been a one and done from our team. You never know. He might be that bad again and go back to that. You never know. But yeah, you still need offensive linemen. And the way we rotate, I mean, that's the biggest thing with the Eagles is they have guys that back up and rotate. But we definitely need defensive backs to rotate because what we had is shit.
Well, you know how you sell Becton. Well, I mean, Lane may retire after the playoffs, right?
Yes.
Let's say Lane leaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could sell Becton, even if you draft a lineman in the first round. You could sell Becton and say, hey, you know what, Lane's retiring. You can compete for the right tackle position. You know what I mean? So then so you bring Becton back. I know he was great at right guard, and maybe he plays right guard again, but between the kid you draft in the first round and Becton at right tackle, one of them plays right guard, one of them plays right tackle.
And you know what I mean? Backup probably come back cheap. Fred Johnson, or not Fred Johnson. What's his name? Fred. What's the lineman that came back for us?
Fred Johnson,
What's that?
Fred Johnson. Okay, yeah.
Fred Johnson. We made a trade back.
Yeah.
With Jacksonville. You don't want Pryor back. You give, like Joey said, the young guys, your Williams, your Kendalls, and but yeah. And then I gotta admit, what you think about the fullback situation, too? I liked it, but once again, we gotta run the ball. He made a hell of a block for Bigsby. Yeah, but that remains to be seen because we don't run the ball.
Yeah.
If I'm them, like I just saw. 49ers are 12th in red zone, and we're first in the red zone. Yeah. So it's going to be fun, Yeah. Put Petula's ass in the booth, like I said, because he lost all credentials on the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
Bozo, he's a chump.
Yeah. So Eddie Prather says Becton is a guard. Yeah, he did play guard for us, but he was drafted as a tackle, and ultimately, I mean, he can play right guard, but if you're him, he may want to ultimately try to play tackle again. You know what I'm saying? So you sell him on coming back because he loves Philadelphia. Yeah, he could start at right guard, but then you also say, hey, you know what? Hey, if you want to try to play right tackle, with Lane retires, we'll have you compete for that position. You know what I mean?
Gio will figure out whether he can play that position or not.
Stoutland you, baby. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. He says he was awful at tackle. No, hey, listen. Hey. He wasn't always awful, though. He had some moments. I mean, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he had – because I know when we played him, when he played against us, I was watching, like, Baldy had breakdowns, and he was manhandling guys. Like, Josh Sweat was trying to rush, and he was just, like, throwing them against the ground. So, but I hear you, though. I mean, ultimately, he was successful at guard, so maybe, ultimately, maybe that's where he winds up. But I'm just talking about a selling point to get him back. That's all. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I mean, we're talking about let's
actually get to this game. I think our defense is going to be in Purdy's face. They don't really have a number one wide receiver, so they really got to shut down McCaffrey. Kittle is in the middle, so no pun intended, but they got to make sure he doesn't get the ball too. Kittle and McCaffrey,
Ricky Purcell, Kevin Bourne. I mean, just like you said, it's ours for the taking. Defense wins games. That's all I'm going to say. And, Purdy's thumb, go at it. Just like Herbert's hand. Beat it like a dead horse.
And the whole game, not just stop at halftime.
No, constant foot on the throat, pedal to the metal. You know,
when you get those, they're getting those spurts, and all of a sudden they're flying in from everywhere, and you're like, the quarterback is like, holy shit, I'm done. And he comes out at halftime, and like, we go ahead, do what you want to do now.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Trotter Jr. looked good.
Yeah,
dead
reps.
Yeah.
Jihad Campbell. You know, since
pretty good. Yeah.
You know, making the most of what they could do during that time for the game.
Yeah, Trotter
better reads. What do you call it? Jihad Campbell had better reads.
Yes.
While I was watching.
The way he, like I said before, the way he breaks out, he's such a big guy who can go out into coverage, cover your tight end, like and cover maybe like a bump and run tight end. I mean, a wide receiver, excuse me, but just to be out there moving and grooving. His hips are so fluid. I mean, and BG.
Yeah, for the playoffs. I mean, obviously this is going to be his last year, but yeah, he's going to be a big help. That's interesting. I know Crosby wants to be here. Who knows? I mean, the Eagles, you know, all the, what do you call it? Analysts and writers are all saying that, you know, yeah, Crosby, they're going to look into it. You never know.
Well, you never know.
I'd love to have him here, but
I would love to have him here, but
what's it going to cost?
He is majority owner. He could coax them to say, "Hey, look, man, you're the corner people. Hang tight. We'll get you what you need."
And you know how football is. The Raiders are trash now, but they have the first pick. If the kid Mendoza can play, you know what I mean, or the kid from Oregon, depends on who they look at, right? You know, but like, you know, the bottom line is, you know, you got those two, and I think the Raiders have about $95 million in cap space.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So you get a young quarterback, you know, you get a good coach, you get a young quarterback, change the culture, and then all of a sudden the Raiders may say to themselves, "Hey, you know what? Crosby's young enough. No, we want to keep him."
Also depends on how much bad blood there is now between Crosby and the Raiders. He might say, "I ain't playing. I ain't coming back. I'm done." He may sit out. Who knows?
Yeah. See, I don't think we can. I kind of agree with like T-Rex says here, can we afford Crosby? I mean, Howie usually can find a way to make it work, but that's, I mean, Christ. I mean, but you know, you're going to pay him and Carter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I don't even. When it comes to like this stuff, I don't even think about it anymore because Howie just seems to pull things out of a hat. You just like gotta sit back and wait and see what it is. You can sit here and say, you know, you can sit here and put a check mark next to everybody's name you'd like to have on the team. Howie probably does the same thing, and somehow he gets the guys that he wants. Who knows how he does it, but he does it. So
yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, you know, I think we all agree Howie's a great general manager, and he does. I mean, the Eagles are usually one of the most talented teams in the league. But I mean, even with the Eagles, there are limits. I mean, you know, like Josh Sweat and Williams both walked out the door. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's, you know, there are some limits here. I got
we can't do everything, but he seems to get, you know, he's not like Cincinnati. He's not like Cleveland. Think about the teams he's not like. I mean, think about it. We could be in there. And some teams that don't do anything. How would you like to live in one of those cities that your team does nothing?
That'd be horrible. You know, I'm calling it right now. So, you know, I mean, just this has nothing to do with the Eagles, but like, you know, Cleveland fires Kevin Stefanski today, right? Now, I think everybody kind of knew, okay, yeah, he's been there a long time. He was going to get going. I'm telling you right now, Stefanski's a good coach. If he goes anywhere that has talent and an actual fucking quarterback, he's going to win somewhere because he was like 40-something and 50-something with Cleveland with like trash mostly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, he's gonna end up somewhere definitely.
Mike Packard Jr. says, "Well, Howie didn't pull anything out of his hat this season except for Phillips."
Yeah, pretty much. Michael Carter.
Yeah. He didn't do anything now. Yeah.
But we'll see. All right. Well, let's. All right. So we broke down yesterday's games. Let's get into Let's get into prediction. Jeff, you brought up some predictions for this game. You're feeling pretty confident. Sean, how about you? How are you feeling on predictions?
Feeling it, baby. Defense wins games. Let's go.
Oh, hang
I
on.
think Hurts is going to be running.
Damn right, as you should.
This is it. We're all 0-0. One and you're done. So you got to do it. If he doesn't run, there's something wrong. Yep.
Go big or go home.
Yep.
Eddie Prather says he likes the Eagles in this game. I like the. I mean, I don't want to jinx it because, see, I'm afraid. You know what? I hate to say it. I'm so confident. No, I hear you. I should get a dog, but I am so fucking confident that I'm kind of a little nervous of how confident I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the Eagles here.
But just look at how this defense plays.
Mm-hmm.
Fangio's going to have something up his sleeve, and these guys are just waiting to play this San Fran team. I mean,
hey, Kittle said it.
I can't wait. I hope we punch him in the mouth.
Kittle came right down and said it. They said if you had any what do you call it?
Choice or
team that you whatever in his words of it, any team that you do not want to face
us
in the first round, he said, I don't want to face the Eagles, home or away. He said it right out.
Well, yeah, that's your wish, Kittles. So
yeah, he's gonna say it,
Hopefully that ankles is nice.
Yeah.
I like the Eagles. I like the Eagles. Honestly, I like the Eagles by a touchdown at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eddie Prather says no. Eddie Prather says, could Stefanski be in play if the Eagles lose this coming week? No, they're not. They're not going to fire Sirianni. Christ, I mean, the guy just won the Super Bowl.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And Stefanski,
but he's the yes man, so it ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie loves that shit because he has control of him as how he does. So
I don't think Stefanski would go with the Raiders because they're just basically starting out, and that's kind of what he had with Cleveland. He's going to go with more of a well-established team, maybe, I don't know, with the Giants or Atlanta.
Would hope not. I'd like to see him go to the Titans. But
Atlanta, the word out of Atlanta.
Hot candidate.
The word out of Atlanta is what do you call it? Matt Ryan's going to be the president of operations and oversee everything.
Yeah, Eddie Prather says, what if Sirianni refuses to fire Petula?
Well, fire his.
Hey,
say that.
What happened to Peterson?
Let him go.
What happened to Peterson? Remember, Peterson wanted his guys, and Eagles said no. Bye. See ya. See you, buddy.
I think it kind of I think it kind of depends on how they lose in the playoffs too. Like if they lose in the playoffs, I don't think Sirianni's going anywhere. But I'm talking about the Petula thing. Like if they lose in the playoffs and it's and they're getting full pre-snap penalties because the offense, pre-snap penalties, wasting timeouts because they're not getting to the line. Everybody and their mother, every analyst in the world is criticizing the play calling. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe something like that, but I don't see it. I think it's, and I think the Eagles are going to make a run. I mean, I think the Eagles win this week. I think the Eagles at least make the championship game. I really do.
I hope so. I'm just going by each game. I'm going, like they say, each game. Win this game and then see what's up with next because you don't know who's going to get injured, who's doing what.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to see. In the playoffs, again, they're giving it a little bit more than they do during the season. It's easier to get injured. So just watch it. Yeah.
All right.
Before we move on, who do you think is going to be your player of the game for offense and defense? Quick.
Bigsby, Carter.
Okay.
You know what? Well, I don't think Bigsby's going to get the ball enough. You know, that's the only
I'll
thing.
take AJ and Cooper DeJean.
Hang on. I got to go get the door. Give me 1 second here. All right, hang on. Keno says Eagles by 3 points if the Eagles stall out on offense, but if it's
the old Super Bowl team by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hurt defense, Saquon offense. All right, so I'm gonna say Hurts on offense. Wait, what? Oh, Hunt. Oh, we always say this Hunt on defense, Saquon offense. So I'm gonna say Jalen Carter on defense. And I'm gonna say AJ Brown on offense. San Francisco secondary is not strong. And San Francisco secondary is not strong. And I'm just not seeing that. But hang on 1 second. Jeff, do me a favor. Can you read this Hurt? Give me a little read of this Hurt guy right here. Because San Francisco's banged up.
So if you're banged up, and actually if you're like me, who fell on the ice last week and got a concussion, you can call Jason Fine. He'll help you out for anything, such as slip and falls, workman's comp, and injury claims. He's got 3 offices around the area, 1 in Philadelphia, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. 1-800-HURT-123. He's got your back.
Literally.
and he'll get your money.
And I have Jeff still in concussion protocol, so I'm gonna have to see you this week, and we'll go from there. Who did I say my offensive player? I tells you I'm old. Offense and defense. I said DeJean, and who for offense?
AJ.
AJ. Okay, good. All right, good.
I see. Yeah, I think AJ too. So, all right. Well, let's there's other games happening in the playoffs here. So let's do our predictions in these other games. So I don't have the mush. I don't know what happened to the mush, but I have his picks.
You got stuck in Starbucks, Joey. It's okay. Tell everybody.
Follow him at your discretion because he was 1-4 last week, and the guy doesn't even know what year it is half the time. So,
70? Are we in 1977, Joey?
I know. So all right. So here's the mush. So the mush has the Rams to cover this week. They're favored by 10.5 against Carolina. He has Chicago to cover the 1 against Green Bay. He's got Buffalo to cover. I think they're favored by like 1.5 at Jacksonville. He's got Buffalo moving on. He's got the Eagles favored by 3.5. Eagles to win and cover. Patriots he's got by 3.5 to beat the Chargers, and he's got Houston's favored by 3.5 at Pittsburgh, but he's got Pittsburgh to win and cover. So let's get into our picks here. All right, do we agree with any? Well, you know what? Here, let's go down the line here. All right, so I got the first game Saturday. The Rams are favored by 10 at Carolina.
Too many points.
I like. You know what? I like Carolina. I like not to win, but Carolina
is sneaky.
Look at the last outing
they're tough at home.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sean?
Carolina.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Carolina could win or just cover?
That'd be a beautiful thing, but nah, the Rams.
Yeah, it'd be one of those days.
I like to see an upset.
Yeah.
But playoffs are a different game.
Yeah, Eddie Prather thinks they're going to win outright.
Good, okay.
Hey, I'd love to see it.
Yes, me too.
Awesome. Maybe deja vu, just like with Rico Down, and how that defense came alive and intercepted, I think, on Stafford 3 times, right?
Yeah.
There we go. So
all right.
Hopefully Eddie's right.
All right, so we got Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago's favored by 1. Tell you what, I like Green Bay to win the game outright.
Yeah.
I like Green Bay.
I'll
Go
go
ahead.
with Chicago. I think Green Bay's trash.
Okay. All right. So if that's the case, then Philly's got to go to Chicago round 2. Buffalo at Jacksonville. The Bills are favored by 1.5. You know what's funny? You know what? I hate to say this because Amanda's brother is a huge Bills fan, and I literally just messaged him yesterday and said, you know what, I could see you guys making a run, and I really can. But to be honest with you,
Jacksonville.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of thinking of it. What's that?
Don't count Jacksonville's defense out.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
me. Defense wins games. Jacksonville.
It's one of those things where like everybody and their mother's going to take the Bills, and to be honest, I'll be rooting for the Bills. You know, because I'd like to see Josh Allen. I'd like to see them, you know, make a little run. You know what I mean? But you know, I hate to say it, I think I'm going Jacksonville.
I'm going Jacksonville, and to bring up Eddie's thing, he doesn't trust Sunshine. You got to see what Liam Cohen did with him.
Yeah,
middle to the end of the season.
Yep.
Total 360. I think me and Joey brought it up beginning of the year. He was basically shit.
Yeah.
And come middle to the end, wow, he wasn't that guy that we were talking about earlier in the season. Total 360. And like I said, defense wins games. And Jacoby Myers, the acquisition that they got, he's a hell of a player.
Yep.
And don't count out this kid who came out of nowhere, Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Parker Washington. Remember that name.
He scored yesterday. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's, you know, he has a repertoire or a connection with Sunshine. You know, so moving forward, Joey, I'm taking Jacksonville.
Me too.
Yeah, I am too, and I hate to say it, and you know, and I like I said, and I feel like I'm going because literally I had a conversation or text messages last night saying, oh, I think it's set up for you. And now today I'm like, I've slept on it. Now today I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think Jacksonville winning that game. All right, we already did the Eagles game. We got the Chargers at the Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 3.5. I'll tell you, I don't trust the Chargers on the road. I love New England at home. I think New England beats them at home.
I'll take it too.
New England, Mike Vrabel got them playing on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert, protect that hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I think New England. The Chargers, to me, I know Harbaugh's brought some toughness.
Sure.
Yeah.
But honestly, they're a pussy team to me. You know, until proven otherwise, I think they're soft. They're softer than baby shit.
Vrabel is hands-on. That's all I'm going to say. And he's brought a different mentality to this team moving forward.
All right. And then the last game, Houston at Pittsburgh. Houston's favored. Now on my Bet 365 that I'm looking at right here, Houston's favored by 3. The mush had them by 3.5. But either way, Mike Tomlin never. I forget what the number is, and I know I don't usually look at things like this because I think it's bullshit. But Pittsburgh never loses at home on like Monday nights. Tomlin's like record is uncanny. I know the Texans have a really good defense, and I know everybody and their mom's probably going to be riding with the. I think Pittsburgh wins the game outright. I don't believe in. I don't believe in C.J. Stroud, and even though the Texans have a good defense, I just don't trust them. I don't trust them. I like Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Just like last night with the Ravens, Steelers, and how that defense just was sneaky, got at Lamar. I could see Pittsburgh, and I see them getting it done with Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. So
I go with Houston.
Going to come up big.
Houston's going to take what's his face right out of the game. I don't think Rodgers finishes the game. Houston's going to be swarming. I'm not a big Stroud fan. He's got Nico Collins there. It's really big thing there. But the defense, they're a hell of a good defense. And I think DK's coming back, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, he is.
So that's the one thing that the one person they have to cover, because if they played the team this weekend, they would have killed them.
Postseason career wins, guys.
That
Rogers
Ravens
at
game is
11,
ridiculous.
Allen at 6.
Yeah. Eddie Prather says Steelers defense is iffy. No, that's true. I mean, you teams have been able to run on them this year, and so you do wonder. But like I said, I mean, for me, it's mostly just not trusting Houston in a big spot. Even with that defense. You see, you know what I'm saying?
Like Tatum Bethune after the season.
Who is it?
Tatum Bethune for the 49ers, real quick. He played for Fred Warner's spot. So, sorry about that, Joe. Go ahead.
No, that's good. That's good for us.
No, I'm looking ahead at the weather for Pittsburgh on Monday night. So on next Monday, there's a high of 37, but a low of 28. So it's going to be around freezing. It's going to be around freezing on Monday night, and that's another reason why I like Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But anyway, all right. Well, that's the football playoffs, and of course, the Eagles are the focus. Obviously, I got another comment here. Eddie Prather says Houston beat Kansas City in the cold. Yeah, they did. I mean, everybody beat Kansas City every which way this year. Like, cold, hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that game could have gone. I get Eddie's point, but that game could have gone either way. Andy Reid made a controversial decision on going for a first down deep in his own territory, which played a big role in that game too, though. You know what I mean? So it's not like Houston dominated them. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so Eagles are the top story. We have 2 winter sports teams that are playing extremely well that I'd like to get a little bit of talking to before we close out of here. The one team in particular I'd like to show some love to, because I feel like we never talk about this team, but the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, you look at this Flyers team, everybody's, big time rebuild. Everybody's saying they're a couple years away. I get that. I mean, do I think they're going to make a Stanley Cup Finals run? No, of course not. But it's time to give this Flyers team a little bit of respect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are
gritty.
They were really playing well. Like Eddie Prather says, they whooped them Oilers. Yeah, I mean, the Flyers had a really good road trip. 3-2 road trip. They scored 3 goals in the first period versus Edmonton.
Yeah,
and they're really playing well. Like, this goalie, what's his name, Vladar. He's playing fucking awesome.
Vlader. He's our goalie. We need to get Urson. We need to back up. Urson is not good anymore. You can see the difference.
Urson. What's funny? Urson, I feel like, is only really good in the shootouts.
He's off of that now too.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. Yeah, because
he's just all of a sudden, I don't know, feeling the pressure because he's not getting as many games, but Vlader's playing really well.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you look at what Danny Briere's done with this team. It almost makes you wonder. Like, I know they're trying to rebuild, but looking at the standings here, I mean, the Flyers are only 4 points. The Flyers are literally 4 points out of the top spot. They're 4 points behind the Hurricanes, 4 point, and 4 points behind the Lightning in the total East. And the other thing is too, the Flyers have only played 40 games. The Hurricanes, so the Hurricanes have played 42 games.
Yeah,
so the Flyers got 2 games in hand. They're playing great hockey. Do you think do they stick to the rebuild? I mean, well, obviously they're going to stick to the rebuild, but is there any way maybe they possibly add something at the trade deadline to try to make the playoffs?
There's a possibility. Like Tippett's name gets thrown around. I know he's playing well for us and has played well, but his name gets thrown around. There's a couple other names. I think the big thing is they're not afraid to take chances, which is big. We've already gotten rid of a couple of guys that, like, what do you call it? Zamula. We got rid of him the other day. He still hasn't reported to the new team, so they already suspended him to Pittsburgh. But we got a guy who can, he's probably about a little bit better than Zamula was, but he's a guy that can cover. He's not going to start. He's going to be down in minors or whatever like that. But when we need a guy to come up, he can cover. But they're not afraid to take chances. But this guy Zamula was supposed to be, one of these next greatest defensemen and all this other shit. They're not afraid to move players. That's key. That's where I like Briere and Jones being there, because they can see the players as the new regime players. Where I think Clark, Holmgren, and those guys didn't see the new players, the way the new players are here. They either got it or don't.
Yeah.
Crockett doesn't take any shit. I mean, we got Michkov here, and now he's starting to play like they wanted him to play. But he came right out and said, your ass is going to sit on the bench. You came in the camp out of shape. You want to play on my team, you're going to get in shape, and you're going to play like I tell you to. He ain't going to take any shit, which is good. He's played in the league. He was a tough guy, but he's played around. He's a hell of a coach. People don't know how good of a head coach he is. Just like Berube. They think all he is a big fighter in the league and all that. Berube's
got the best in you. He sees something you don't see in yourself.
Yep.
And brings that out.
And pushes you to
a lot of players lack, but there's these coaches, like you said, Jeff, that brings it out of you.
Tortorella was known for not liking rookies. That was a known fact. And he was okay for 1 year here, but when Michkov and his guys came in, I knew he wasn't going to work because he hated rookies. He was known for that. I don't know why he came here in the first place, because he knew we were rebuilding. So we're starting on the right way. I like where we're moving. Like you said, it's going to take maybe a couple of years, but we're moving up now. I think we're going to definitely make the playoffs. Teams are starting to see the Flyers as not a pushover anymore.
Yeah, well, looking at this week, it's a big week coming up. Flyers host Anaheim. Cutter Gauthier comes here.
Yep.
Boy, I'll tell you, talk about what could have been, because he's lighting it up. Damn shame that pussy didn't want to play for the Flyers. Could you imagine if they had Gauthier right now on this team? Yeah. I mean, Drysdale's not playing bad, but my God, if you had Gauthier to play with these guys, we'd really be cooking with gas. But anyway, you got Anaheim coming tomorrow.
Yep.
Toronto coming Thursday here, and then you host the Lightning Saturday and Monday. So, all right, out of a possible 8, what is that? Out of a possible 8 points, how many of the Flyers getting?
6.
Good number.
Okay. Yeah, well, then so that means they're going to win 3 or 4, or have a couple ties or some shit.
Yeah,
I think they're going to smoke Toronto. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Toronto this year. Toronto just went into a funk.
Yeah, the 2 games with Tampa will be tough. I mean, if they could beat the Ducks, beat Toronto, and then split with Tampa, I think that would be a hell of an accomplishment. Because Tampa's in first place in their division. So
yep.
Yeah, so that's and then the Flyers play at Buffalo next Wednesday. Buffalo, you talk about times. I was going to say, you talk about times changing, because they've sucked for so many years, but Buffalo's like the hottest team in hockey right now.
I think it was about 10 or 11 games in a row they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to answer Maurice's question, they play Sunday at 4:30.
Yep.
So, but all right, and then couple last things before we wrap up here. Another team, Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, to me, the Sixers have won 3 in a row, all on the road. They're 2-0 against the Knicks. VJ Edgecombe is playing like a fucking veteran. And the really encouraging thing to me, you got Maxi's player of the week. But the really encouraging thing to me is they won a couple now in a row with the big 3. You got Paul George playing his role. You got Embiid playing a role. Embiid's kind of taken a little bit of a back seat, but and the other encouraging thing is Embiid's looked a little bit more nimble the last couple of games. Like he's moving around a little bit more. I mean, unfortunately, defensively, it's kind of an issue for him. I don't know if Embiid's ever going to be the defensive factor that he used to be.
That's done.
But if Embiid could give you 20-some points a game, in like a secondary role, if Paul George could give you, I don't know, 13 to 17 points a night, play good defense, hit some big shots. If these guys can stay healthy, and then you got Maxey and VJ Edgechrome to cover to run the show. First off, this Sixers backcourt has a chance in a few years. They got a chance to be possibly the best backcourt in the National Basketball Association. Not yet, but long term, because Edgechrome looks like he looks like he could be a star.
How about that double block against the
That was sweet.
Yeah.
Nothing better, man. And just like you said, Joey, him sealing the deal, I think when we got off the show against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, the kid is just loving the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, with this offense, it's so high pace, fast, exciting. But like you said, once Embiid gets on the court, it kind of slows down.
Yeah, well, it was, but this is where it's become encouraging for me, because a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, I'd be right with you. But the last few games in particular, I feel like, it was slowing down before, where Embiid would be out there and you'd be like, oh, shit, this is moving like molasses. The last few games, Embiid's been kind of, he's real, the offense hasn't slowed down. He's been moving the ball. He's been hitting guys on, like I saw him hit Barlow on a nice little back cut. I mean,
Max is the go-to guy now. That's why Embiid isn't the go-to guy. So the game is a little bit faster. It's a huge, huge difference. And Maxey can dance around while Embiid is running down to get in place. He doesn't have, he can just try and get there.
Paul Spencer says Maxey is the man, but I feel Embiid will be a liability down the playoffs when a big is going to battle Embiid in the paint and wear him down, just where he plays the 3-point line and with his hands on his hips. But the only thing is, though, see, the regular season you can play this up and down style, but the playoffs it does slow down a little bit. So I actually think that maybe the playoffs, if you could get a healthy Embiid in the playoffs, have him get used to playing with these guys now, then maybe in the playoffs, maybe, he can give you, like I said, he could give you 20 points.
We might move George before the playoffs, or before the trade deadline. I think he might be a trade deadline move, and we might get somebody who's a little bit more defensive.
Well, George is playing good defense, though.
Yeah, but how long is it going to be before he gets hurt?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know, though. The way they're playing, I mean, unless they get a good asset for George, I think they're going to try to just keep this team together.
There seems to be a lot of players out there that just want away from their teams. Like, what the hell's going on? Now, the players now own the league.
Yeah.
Not the owners. The players say, look, I'm not playing for you, or I'm not giving you the best, and then they move them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking right here. Sixers are sitting. So Eastern Conference, you got Detroit at 26-9. You got the Knicks 23-12. By the way, Sixers 2-0 against the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Boston 22-12. A little surprised with them with no Tatum. Toronto Raptors 21-15. That's a little surprising. Mm-hmm. But then you got the Sixers at 19-14. But so Sixers, I mean, they're basically two games out of the 2 seed. So they're hanging in there, the Sixers.
Absolutely.
Now I want to throw a team in here. The Phillies picking up Don Mattingly for the bench coach. It's a fabulous move.
Absolutely.
One, he's got attitude. He don't take any shit, and he'll be the one running on the field, kicking dirt and throwing shit around, because Topper's just going to stand there and with his usual stoic look.
Like I'm looking at you.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. And hopefully, so this is the key. He is close to Bo Bichette. Now, there is word about us possibly getting Bichette. Bichette is willing to play third base, so we can leave shortstop alone with Turner. Get Alec Boehm out of here. That might work out, because they say we are now in the running for Bichette.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's the only that's the only part, that's the only thing that could salvage this offseason to me, because I'm looking the Phillies. This Phillies offseason has been a fucking disgrace. I mean, the outfield that they're trying to trot out is hot garbage.
Yep.
I mean, it's fucking garbage. I was on X and that they were saying that like the Phillies are looking at this guy Grishik to platoon, possibly platoon with Marsh. And then I'm looking, Grishik's hit like 220 with like 9 home runs, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is the worst fucking outfield in baseball.
And my other question too is like, who the hell does Weston Wilson have pictures of? This guy sucks. I don't understand.
I don't get it. But the
Phillies never gotten rid of Clemens. I like Kelly Clemens.
He's flourished in Minnesota.
He has
heroics in there, just like he did here. It's a shame.
I'll tell you what, man. Like
Suarez still hasn't been signed now. Mets said no. They're not going to pay him what he wants. Never know. Right now we got Suarez and Realmuto, and it looks like if Realmuto, supposedly they're giving him a deadline now. They're tired of playing games. They gave him a contract and they said, this is what we're going to do. Do you want it or not? And Barros is playing games. If they give him, if they're holding back and waiting to see if they can sign a Bichette, whatever, because of JT, hey, bye JT.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say JT can fucking bounce, dude. I'm actually getting tired of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not for nothing. He's been a great Philly. I worry about the pitching. I worry about the pitching staff because he does do a great job with that.
Sure.
But as a hitter, though, like, you know what, dude? If you don't want to fucking be here, like, bye, motherfucker. See ya. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather go get Bo Bichette. I really would. This offense would be so much better. And then go get a
certain about the lineup. How does this lineup sound? Turner 1, Bichette 2, Schwarber 3, Turner 4. I mean, right there. Holy shit.
What about Nico Horner?
I don't know. I don't know who he is, to be honest with you.
Nico Horner from the Cubs.
Is he rumored?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send once we get off. I'll look for the Twitter. Send it to you.
Okay. All right. And then so then we'll get it. We'll get into more Phillies here, and then all right. Real quick, Sixers. I want to look at the Sixers. Have a big week. You got Denver tonight. Denver's got like 9 guys out. I mean, they should win this. Then they host the Wizards on Wednesday. In a perfect world, that should be 2 more wins. That should be 21-14. Then they play at Orlando Friday, which is a tough one, and then at Toronto on Sunday. Actually, this is real tough. They're at Orlando Friday, at Toronto Sunday, and then at Toronto Monday.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's kind of tough. All right, well, probably. I mean, you got. All right, so I'm gonna hope to split one of them, split that, and then so if we beat Denver tonight and Washington Wednesday, split with Toronto, possibly lose. So I'm gonna say I'm hoping for a 3-2.
Yeah,
I'm right there.
To Orlando and 1 to Toronto.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
I'll take that. So 3-2 would be. Yeah, Maurice Wright said 4 wins will be great. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I mean, that would be awesome.
True.
And maybe they can.
Watch us lose tonight, or the one with all the players against Denver. That's how we do shit.
Yeah.
It's the old Joe Webb situation. Remember that?
Yeah, I can't forget it. Yeah, that was terrible. God, that was horrible. That was horrible. But hey, you know what? Let's we'll get ready to wrap on up here. Let's hope that this time next week, both our winner teams are playing well. In a perfect world, it'd be great if the Phillies would get Bo Bichette. And then obviously let's hope that the Eagles move on. So have a great week, everybody. Go Birds, go Flyers, go Sixers, and we'll see you next week.
Bell, baby.
Have a great one, everybody.
Strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk.